Morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me today, this morning. I thought I'd talk about liver gone pathology. Now, this is your Chinese liver, of course, not your Western liver. And there are a lot of things that can go wrong with a liver which is gone in Chinese, in Mandarin. So that's why I call it liver gone. A lot of things that can go wrong. So let's see if I can go through them all in a short period of time. And of course, it's all in my amazing book. This is part 2, pathology, right? Chinese medicine for the modern world, not for China of 1960, for example. So let's start off with just a description of liver. Now, liver regulates qi, and qi, of course, is that substance that moves everything. Moves your fluids, moves your blood, moves your thoughts, moves your emotions. It moves the stars, it moves the molecules, everything, right? So it's liver in your body that keeps it moving, and we like that, moving. Because when stagnation occurs, that's pain, some kind of pain, right? Emotional, physical, some kind of pain. That's qi stagnation. So the liver tends to get hot. It tends to get stagnant, and it tends to get hot. Those are its two problems, you might say. So it's very young. Liver gone is very young, even though it does store blood. So it's that storage of blood that keeps that yang down. It's a storage of material, yin, nourishing, that holds that yang down, right? So liver qi stagnation, holy mackerel. For one thing, liver qi stagnation means that the fluids aren't moving. And so a little bit of fluid builds up around the heart, around the shen, gets us disturbed. You might call that neurosis. I would call it somewhat disturbed shen. And shen is that substance that determines behavior. And if it gets clouded, it's not picking up information, and that's liver. Liver is the cause of a lot of emotional worries. It's worry, right? Guilt, like being in the future all the time, being in the past all the time. That's stagnant, right? That's stagnant qi. That's liver. When someone's worrying a lot, I know they got a liver problem. I'm going to give them herbs and points that move liver qi when they're worrying a lot or guilty or just can't let go of something, right? Just can't let go of something. Got to let go of it. So mental health really is extremely important, especially when we're talking about liver gone and liver qi stagnation. Now, liver qi stagnation can cause all kinds of other problems. So muscles tighten up when we have liver qi stagnation. And that can cause, like I said, the slowdown of fluids. So, for example, tumors and other phlegm nodules, as we would call them, growths, because it's not moving. And if the water isn't moving, then it starts to build up. It starts to become a problem, a pathology, right? So that's very common in areas where the liver channel traverses, like, for example, the groin region. So a lot of liver qi stagnation results in ovarian cysts and the tumors in the urinary bladder and the prostate gland and the uterus. Oh my gosh. Liver qi stagnation will cause irregular periods where they're unpredictable. They should be predictable, but when there's a lot of qi stagnation in the liver channel down there, the liver dominates that area, periods are going to be choppy. They're going to be unpredictable, and there will be pain probably because that blood isn't moving out. So what follows from liver qi stagnation is liver blood stagnation. And that's sharp stabbing pain. So that's, we see that in women who have terrible pain before their period, before the bleeding starts, and that's usually liver qi stagnation leading to liver blood stagnation. So we got to move that qi, get it moving, causes a lot of headaches, right? Because it goes right up into the head. Liver channel goes right up into the head. It goes along the rib cage. So I've seen a lot of rib cage tightness and pain due to liver qi stagnation. And if it gets around the heart, well, then it can cause heart attacks. And of course, Western medicine, they can't connect mind and body, so nah. We know. I mean, you can get a shock, and a person who has a problem with that can get a shock and die from that tightness. Right? That's liver qi stagnation. Asthma. Most asthma is tightness around the lungs. Okay? Colitis, tightness around the intestine. Crohn's disease, tightness around the small intestine, large intestine. So, an irritated bowel syndrome. Well, it goes on and on. I'm going to cover each of those minor organs in detail later on in this series. Right now, we'll just stick with liver qi stagnation. If we can get through it, if we can get through it, we'll get to the rest of the liver. Yay! Okay, so, and that's phlegm stagnation as a result of liver not moving fluids. Yay! You want to move those fluids, right? Now, when liver gets stuck, when liver qi gets stuck, it starts grinding against the barrier because it's trying to get through. How can I get through? I got to keep moving, got to keep moving. So it grinds. What is grinding? Friction. What is friction? Heat. Right. Where does heat like to go? It likes to go up. In the atmosphere, in your body, heat goes up. Liver heat rising. So there's all kinds of problems that develop from liver heat and liver heat rising. If it rises too fast, it can burst a blood vessel in the head, cause a stroke. Bad, huh? It can go up into the brain and fry the brain. This is the cause of a lot of paralysis problems. As the brain gets fried, like ALS and MS and the Parkinson's, and even Alzheimer's. A lot of dementia is just this fried brain, and then the phlegm isn't moving, the water isn't moving, it builds up phlegm, plaques. Yeah, you don't want that liver heat. You don't want that, and it can get fire. You can have liver fire. Now, fire, of course, is episodic. It's usually not chronic, and it can go up and cause blindness. It can suddenly burn out the eyes. Wow. It can go up and fry the sinuses too, and you can have terrible sinus pain. It can cause deafness. In fact, I remember a patient, this was just liver qi stagnation, but when he was a kid, his father used to come in, drunk every night and whack him on the side, whack him on the side of the head. And it was always his left side. It was always left side. And from then on, he had deafness in the left ear. So I gave him my acupuncture right here, the gallbladder, which is connected to the liver, gallbladder, right? Relaxes that whole area. And he came back to, I can hear from this ear. Wow, what a miracle. Well, he explained the whole thing to me. I didn't know. I knew he was tight. I knew he had a lot of liver qi stagnation up there. And that's the other thing, is liver qi stagnation will transfer to the gallbladder channel because they're connected. So, they help each other. But anyway, that is liver fire. We don't want any part of that, all right? And then, and that when that liver rises quickly, that causes wind. That's wind. Wind, another bad thing. Fire, evil. Wind, evil. This is endogenous wind that's created on the inside from heat rising too fast. You know that when heat rises too fast, it creates turbulence in the atmosphere. That's where wind comes from. It's cold falling, heat rising. You get this turbulence going on. Well, same thing in your body. Heat rises too fast, bingo. You got movement that is uncontrolled, like spasms, or complete lack of movement, like the eye of a hurricane. Complete lack of movement, that's paralysis. So that's wind. We don't want any part of that either. But that's liver wind, usually liver wind, from heat rising too rapidly on a regular basis. And on a regular basis, it's a health problem, serious health problem. That wind can also disturb the fluids dramatically and give us something called Wei syndrome, wind phlegm blocking the channels. This is paralysis, not good. Okay. And then because the liver dominates that lower part of the body, the groin area and the uterus, the prostate, the urinary bladder, that area in there, and the ovaries, it can cause a situation called damp heat. So if you combine dampness with liver qi stagnation in that area, you get damp heat, and that's like a swamp. Yeah, nasty. I mean, that's bacterial usually. You get bacterial infections. in the uterus or in the bladder for men, or in the prostate. Bladder infections, not good. Any kind of bacterial infection. Bacteria love that damp heat. They love swamps. Bacteria. Some are good, some are bad. We don't want the bad kind, and they love that. Now that dampness comes from either excess food, which all contains water, or excess alcohol, which is very common. So abuse of alcohol and abuse of food can lead to damp heat in the liver channel. We would call that liver damp heat. That also can get funky and become tumorous, or cystic, cysts, growths, things we don't want, things we don't need. That's liver. A lot of stuff there, huh? Liver. So I hope your liver is healthy, and stay in the moment, everybody. And remember, the future and the past don't exist, do they? The moment right now is what exists. So have a nice day, and thanks for joining me.